Do you think I'm a good friend? Think you're an amazing friend? I think you, um, I think that you.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and it is your girl Christiana Faye. I watched the entire podcast by B Simone, Let's Try This Again, so you don't have to. And basically, B Simone is going viral lately. She's trending because people are saying she's a very bad friend, and also she's a little out of touch. And if you're not new to like the world of B Simone, this is not the first time that she has gone viral for saying like the most outlandish, out of touch thing. So we're just gonna get right into it. So there are 3 clips on the internet that are going viral. Before we dive into those clips, I just want to give you like some backstory of what she was talking about before all of that, just to provide a little bit of context. So basically for like the first 23 minutes or so, B Simone is talking about the spiritual journey that she is on and how she's a different person. She's growing. She's in this season of solitude. And her best friend Shekinah is basically, you know, hyping her up and saying like, yeah, girl, you're doing good. This is a new version of you that I haven't seen. And basically B Simone is letting us know that she's unpacking a lot of trauma. She's fasting. She's on like a 9-day water fast. She didn't eat at the BET Awards. And then that's when we start to shuffle into this first clip that I want to play.
You're turning into somebody different. Jesus, you're different. And I'm like, who is she becoming? I don't even know. You're so different. In what ways? This is crazy. We've never talked about this. Am I different in any bad ways that you think I need to like bad? Yeah. Are there like any red flags different or different in like what? Like tell me. Like, no, I think the only red flag would be that you're so inner right now that it is about you. Say selfish, but I think you're just how we consider everybody else. We consider you like you're considering you. Okay, I mean that's kind of feels like the season. Yeah, I don't feel like that, but I can. Oh, you do? Yeah, I do feel like that. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't use the word.
Okay, so when I first saw this clip on TikTok without watching the podcast, I definitely took it as like, maybe she has changed in her friendship. Maybe something, you know, happened there that made her act different towards Shekinah. But watching the full podcast and knowing like this was the response to her talking about her spiritual journey, I'm just like, okay, not that bad. I totally understand that like you would be perceived as different on a spiritual journey. I would hope so, for the better at least. And it didn't seem like her friend Shekinah was trying to talk down on her. And it seemed like Shekinah was really trying to uplift her, even when she was trying to describe her season of solitude as selfish. She was really trying to be nice about it and say like, you know, I don't see it as selfish. I just think you're more so focused on you. But like, I can see how a friend can perceive it as being selfish. And I'm like, you know, it is kind of being selfish when you are in that season. Like you are in a season of solitude when you're just literally focused on you only, in yourself. It is selfish. It is what it is. We just have to call it what it is. Just from like this one tiny little clip, I can totally see that Shekinah's like, yeah, girl, your season of solitude, you're by yourself. I'm rooting for you to be better. And like, yeah, you are selfish, but I'm gonna let you have it during this season of solitude. So I don't know, just from this one clip, it just seems like Shekinah gives B Simone a lot of grace. She's like always there for Simone, no matter what. That's the type of friend that she's giving so far. And another thing that kind of gave me the ick was when she was like, tell me more about who I am during this spiritual journey. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know. There's just something about whenever these celebrities start these spiritual podcasts, no matter the religion, it just always seems performative. And even during this moment, it just really gave me the ick. Like you're pressuring your friend to tell you about how you've changed in this private spiritual journey to your audience. Like, I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me. And then we're gonna get into the next viral clip of Shekinah explaining how she was down bad. She was living with her parents again. She was on government assistance and she was a single mom all within the last 12 months. And she had to watch B Simone live her best life.
I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces. Now think about how I feel as your friend. And then let me tell you, I'm gonna get there. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness. Yeah, okay. Well, it's like a guard is up. This was the hardest season of my life, this last year. And sometimes when the public perception is like being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as, do you have a job? Living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year, Jesus. And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like I love him. That's my soul. And I can't get nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility.
And then, that's when I checked out because she said, I watched you give other people checks and I was like down bad and I knew that wasn't your responsibility. And I was like, hold up. That's your best friend? I know the type of friend that I am to my regular friends that I don't even consider like best friends. If I was to see them down bad, I would go out of my way to help them. And you're telling me you're a whole celebrity and your best friend was down bad like that and no help? Yeah, it's not her responsibility, duh. But I'm like, as a friend, a best friend, do you not help your friends when they're in need, especially if you're a celebrity, especially if you're able to give checks to other people? I don't know who these other people were. And for me, I'm just like, how can you consider that your best friend? What do you think about this whole situation? If you had a best friend that was a celebrity, would you expect them to help you out a little bit? Or would you have the same mentality that Shekinah had, which was, it's not your responsibility to help me. I guess I'll just, keep going through what I'm going through. B Simone would just never beat the allegations that she's a bad friend. Like, she could never beat those allegations. And I don't even know why Shekinah would share something like this, knowing how her best friend is perceived on the internet. But child, let's just move on to the next part of the interview that just had me like, oh my gosh. I would just love to see if these two ladies are friends, even by next year.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. And you called me back. I called her right back, y'all. I was so related. I was so convicted. You were like, I don't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous. Because we went through all the emotions. Like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me. Yeah, like we're not working together. Nobody's looking for the perfect friend. Man, I just want my friends to be aware and honest. I'm okay if you feel a little jealous.
I just feel like the fact that B Simone knew that her friend was down bad for the last 12 months and it seemed like she did nothing to help her, why would you not be overly excited for your friend and this new opportunity that they came across? There's only one reason why. You're jealous. And even during this clip, I don't think she can admit that she was jealous. She was trying to like skate around it. And then she took the shine away from her friend and then turned it into about her, because she said she realized when she called her on the phone and she was so like meh about what her friend told her, she called her back because she was instantly convicted and was like, oh, I apologize. I'm just going through a lot. It's my trauma response, this and that. She turned it into about her pain. And sometimes people don't realize not everything is about you. And I totally understand feeling convicted about certain things. But if you really felt convicted, you could have held it down until another moment. Or you could have just called your friend back and been like, you know what, girl, I was tripping. Tell me more about it. or just like a simpler apology, and then hold off on the, oh, let's talk about my trauma and my past and debunk my hurt. That, I feel like for me, that was just not the time to do that. It took away from Shekinah's moment. And I can see why people are saying B Simone is a bad friend, because I'm just like, if my friend did that to me, tried to take away the shine from me when I've clearly had a horrible year while she has had her best year, and then just wanted to make it about her, I would be looking at her sideways. And then she mentioned that she felt away because she always likes doing things together. And this is one thing that kept coming up. And for me, I realized that B Simone is probably that person that feels like she always wants to do things together so that she remains at the top, and she does not want to see you working solo or you doing any other independent project that's gonna be seen as like a competition to her. And this is gonna go into the clip that we're gonna play later about her building a team at her brand, Let's Try This Again. And it's not that she doesn't understand that not everything is about you, because she understands what a season of solitude is for her. She totally understands that during her season of solitude, it's all about her. Her building her brand, LTTA, is all about her. But when it came to her friend getting a new opportunity that was not about her, that's when she drew the line. And then it became about her trauma, her hurt, her past, and oh, I was convicted. And you know, it's very easy for me to say, and it's very easy probably for you to say, that you would never want a friend like this, or you would cut a friend off like this. But for some reason, Shekinah is okay with this behavior, whatever this behavior is that B Simone keeps exhibiting. And all I can say is, good luck, girl. And one thing I will say is that Shekinah said B Simone is a good friend, and B Simone said Shekinah is a good friend. And I see a lot of people saying like, oh, they're not going to be friends after this podcast, or oh, she was probably rethinking her friendship after like the few clips that have gone viral. And for me, after watching the entire interview, I'm like, no, Shekinah is going to stand 10 toes down for her friend, despite the red flags that we are seeing. Because me personally, I think these are huge red flags that B Simone is exhibiting. And until you are in a situation like that, a friendship like that, I guess it will be hard to kind of see what's in front of you, especially when you're dealing with someone who tends to over spiritualize everything. And I can 100% say that because I'm Christian and B Simone is also Christian, and I know it is a huge problem in the Christian community to over spiritualize things, and I see that a lot with B Simone. Like, sometimes it's not that deep, y'all. Some things are really practical. For example, even during the podcast, they brought up the fact that B Simone wanted to walk the red carpet with a Bible at the BET Awards, and how Shekinah basically talked her down from doing it because she was like, girl, this is going to be seen as performative. Like, look, you just went viral the other day for wearing the shorts at the Bible study thing, whatever she was at. And basically Shekinah was like, girl, don't do it. Do you know, B Simone was like, well, if I'm not going to do it, I need you to be sure that God told you to tell me not to do it. I'm like, girl, the Lord himself did not have to part the Red Sea in the skies to tell your friend to tell you not to do it. It would have been seen as performative. It would have looked crazy, because why do you randomly need to walk down the red carpet at the BET Awards with the Bible? And even B Simone out of her mouth said, oh, it would have been a statement. So I'm just like, girl, you knew what you was doing. It was going to be performative. Thank God she did not do it, because she probably would have went viral for that for a negative reason. So even in that moment, she was already over spiritualizing everything. And even Shekinah was like, well, I'm not sure if God told me, but like, I'm just telling you how I'm perceiving it to be because of everything else that is going on. And last but not least, we have to get into the whole clip about B Simone saying, look, if you got thoughts, prayers, and dreams that is not about me, you can't work for me. Let's get into it.
So if you know your long-term goal is for you to be a CEO and have your own podcast and be a superstar, I need to know that day one, for sure. I don't want anybody. I mean, we talked about like the team thing. I'm really big on this team right now. You are team, your team. So I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, if you're here for a year, that's fine. But in this, and every time you say team, I get it. I know, because it's trauma. But in this, no, I don't think it's trauma. What do you think it is? I think that right now, I don't even know if you're supposed to be focused on that. No, I feel like I am. that, I feel like it's all coming together too. I feel like it's in such a good space. Okay, yeah, I do. Maybe mine is Trump. Yeah. I'm like, ugh. Frame, I didn't think about it, so sure. Then come back to me. But the team, I'm like, I used to be real big on like, you need to be with me for 10 years and build this and build. Well, I told you that. I was like, why doesn't people stay and just build the legacy and I could just make millionaires? Like what Tyler Perry's doing, literally. You don't need to go make another Tyler Perry Studios. Yeah. Hell, I'm here to you. Yes. Like I am trying to find that. But I also understand there's other leaders out there. There's other CEOs. There's other women with vision and their own purpose, right? I just, if you're going to be with me for a year, in that year, the vision is LTTA.
I think you want us here longer than a year. I do. Right. I do. But I'm okay. No, you're not. No, I am. I swear I am. If we know the intent.
And I think this clip is another prime example of B Simone only understanding solitude and being a solo entrepreneur when it comes to her. She only wants people to work together to get her to the top. She even mentioned, oh, we already have a Tyler Perry. We don't need another Tyler Perry. Help him build. And I'm like, with that, you are so right. We do not need another Tyler Perry. But it is so funny that she wants to be like him and make other millionaires, but doesn't want to help him build his legacy. Like, you see how that works? She wants to be at the top and she doesn't want anybody else up there. And I don't know how that's going to work with her friend, because clearly her friend is working, I want to say, under her with this podcast. It doesn't give that they're partners. So I don't know how this is going to work in the long run with their friendship, because even Shekinah was giving like a little pushback saying like, I don't think you truly want a team that only wants to work with you for a year. I think you want us to stay here forever. And I'm just like, girl, so you know that. Do you not have any dreams or ambitions or goals outside of B Simone's brand? And how is this going to work as it relates to your friendship? And I know somebody out there is going to say, well, I totally understand. She just wants someone to focus on her project and her brand alone and not steal her resources, And listen, I totally get it. But you guys, you can totally have your own passion and your own dreams while working for someone else. We do it every single day in the real world. B Simone does it herself. Outside of this brand, B Simone was technically working for people, let's say for Wildin' Out. She was not the creator of Wildin' Out. She's not the CEO, but she was working for them while also building her brand outside of Wildin' Out, okay? It's giving you want to be the only one at the top, and it's giving selfish. But even Shekinah said, you know, you're a creator, you're a visionary, and you help women pull out ideas. And with this brand, you're going to turn women into bosses. So I think you need to fine tune the idea that you don't want anybody on the team that's going to branch out and do their own thing, because you're going to make a team of bosses, and like that's naturally what's gonna happen. And you know what B Simone said? She said, why can't they be the boss at my business? And I'm just like, girl, that crab in the bucket mentality, she really has to work on. Because I'm like, if you are that fearful that your business is going to fail like that just because someone genuinely came up with something on their own and they moved on after a certain time period, they didn't even do you dirty. They just decided to move on in life, and you feel like your business is going to crumble that bad, you probably need to work on the structure of your business. There's some inner works that you need to work on. And it really doesn't align with the idea that, oh, God is calling you to help other women to turn them into bosses in the way that she is saying it to her audience. It's giving something else. It's giving greedy. Here are my final thoughts on this whole B Simone fiasco. This podcast was very telling of the type of person that B Simone is. I do not know why celebrities put their business out there on the internet like this. These podcasts will get people messed up every single time. I feel like this conversation probably shouldn't have made it to YouTube, because it didn't help the narrative that's already out there about B Simone. This is not the first time that people have said that she's a bad friend, that she's weird, that she's crazy, she's always doing the most. And this is just kind of furthering that agenda, because I left this podcast thinking like, B Simone is the type of friend that I would never want to have. I wouldn't even want to be employed by her child. I don't even think I would want to be her Starbucks barista, because she would probably try to over spiritualize me making her coffee the wrong way. And she definitely seems to be out of touch lately, because there's another clip of her that's going viral from the same podcast of her crying because she had to shop at H&M instead of Bloomingdale's. And I'm just like, girl, are you okay? You do know that H&M is still fairly expensive. Sometimes I be putting the sweaters down at H&M because I'm just like, $35 for this? Just Shein. So I'm just like, girl, you're crying over the fact that you have to shop at H&M like the poors. Oh my gosh. But that's it for this video, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this whole situation about B Simone. And remember to keep it respectful. Of course, we are not here to be rude to me or whoever we're talking about in the video. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.